Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in The Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss our favorite bourbon smells. Yes, we realize if not handled delicately, this could go terribly wrong. In rare podcasting appearance, I'm hosting this show. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Fuck you, Steve.
And so it begins.
Please join welcoming. Actually, don't welcome my co-host. He's just here, Steve Akeley, as well as our special guests, Steinkamp, Jeff, and Darren.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hello.
Great
Howdy.
opening.
Yes, fun stuff. Yeah, a rare appearance by Becca here.
Rare.
So cool.
I'm never here anymore.
No,
Not my fault. Once again, not my fucking fault.
Sundays have been tough recently. But we got a good run coming up. There's going to be a good run coming up here. Lots of Sundays coming up. So I'm excited about this. We get the podcast with Becca again. We got to get to know. We're going to have to get to know each other again. We'll have to have like some sort of Zoom retreat where we
breaking games,
and there you go. All kinds of stuff.
I'm not playing the trust fall game with you guys. you all seem a little too handy.
I've never repaired a thing in my life. I'm not handy.
Oh, interesting. All right. Well, Becca said there's something she wanted to talk about. Before we get to our topic of the day, our favorite bourbon smells, and hopefully this isn't going to go terribly wrong. Hopefully we can stay on track. First show of the night. I think it's highly likely we can keep it together. We'll see, though. But Becca, you said there's something you want to talk about. What is that?
Yes. So we are still in the process of building our house, but we get a lot of things in that we have to build in our house. You know, with the world of Amazon these days, things get shipped in and you build your own chairs and you build this and you build that. And I wanted to know who in your household is the person that builds the things.
Yeah.
Or if you have a combined effort of building things together, if you have that sort of
this isn't going to end well for me. Go ahead.
Or
this is a bad
if you're not the person at all, I know I have some guesses, I guess, but and also who hangs up the things in your house like that need to be sturdy. I'm not talking about a picture on a wall. I'm talking about heavy things on walls. Who hangs those things up as well?
Okay. The good news is I do hang stuff on the walls, but it goes downhill from there. Pictures, anything that goes on the walls.
A TV?
Oh yeah.
What about putting stuff together, Steve?
No, I can't do that. I always put in a piece upside down or something, and it throws.
Do you know how to follow instructions?
Apparently not well, because I screw something up, or I think I can just figure it out, and it gets screwed up, and then I start yelling, and then it just devolves, and then I'll finally leave, go to work, or just take a nap, just take a break, and I come up, and then the wife has put it together. So
there's just some magical thing in your house, and
Shoe
all of a sudden
fairies.
it's put together. We don't know how, but it's just magic. It's put
as
together.
my kid moved
The
out and got all this
cobbler's
stuff from
elves.
IKEA. Yeah, from IKEA. You think she'd have Dad over to put all that together? No, they realized it was Amy and or the warden, I should say, and the daughter put it all together themselves because they knew I'm not good at that. No,
None of
my
that
thing.
surprises me at all.
So
Not for a second.
independently, Deb and I can put stuff together.
Mhm.
Together, horrible, and it's she'll tell you it's because of me. I'll get too impatient, and pretty soon I just have her running for tools, and so I'm usually doing it. I get frustrated. I follow the instructions, and you find out how poorly a lot of those things are written.
Are
when you
written,
start.
yes. And
Bad.
sometimes you can't tell what they're trying to show you with there's a lot of pictures, but sometimes it's just flipping things the wrong, an opposite way or something like that, and then you screw it in, and it's you get too far gone. The next step works, and then the step after that works. It's 3 steps down that don't work because of your screw up, and then that's where it gets frustrating. Trying to take all that apart. It's not meant to be taken apart. Then you got to try to take it apart.
That is truth. You are speaking truth. It seems like you put in some part, and then like 3 or 4 steps later, you're like, oh,
Right.
that part's upside down. I thought I had that right. But at our house, either one of us can put it together, and we do work well together. Now, when it comes to hanging anything on the wall, that is my territory.
Right.
You would think that my wife, being an art teacher, she would be like, oh, we got to measure and everything put on the... No, she just like put that crap up on the wall. She doesn't measure anything, it just goes up. And I'm like Mr. Laser and going to measure everything. And yeah, we just put some speakers on the wall not long ago. Yeah, it's a laser and putting it on the level, and where she had just slapped it up there.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm not that good at the lasers, and not either. As you can see by the barrel shop, I've hung everything on the wall, other than like the shelves and that. Jim did all that because that's Jim's building stuff. But you can see none of it straight, and I don't care. I want it to be an imperfect, not perfect. So yeah,
That's
kind of a
exactly
look.
what someone that's not good at doing that stuff said.
yeah, of course.
No,
Of course.
I actually love it when stuff is more at an angle.
I'm not gonna change how I'm doing it. If there's people who complain about it, I'm like, whatever.
So in I can build. I have successfully built
You can't even talk. Let alone build crap.
90% of what's in
Next,
my house.
Beka, how about
Bourbon
you?
orangutan.
He starts,
God.
he starts saying 4 things at once. That's the problem. There's 4 conversations inside of his head that all start talking at once. There's multiple people up
And
there.
there's only
I'm
one
convinced
mouthhole
of-
for them to come out of.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Albeit big, it doesn't.
Tell
it
him
always
about your
has traffic
averaging
jam.
this week. You had to do some averaging, a little averaging project for us.
Those little hands can't build crap.
So we have this new thing at the shop, Beka. So here we go. See what you think of this. So we have this new thing at the shop where our syndicate, which is our in-store club, comes in from time to time and will rate our barrel picks. They'll assign a score. And how we do that is we throw out the top score that's given, the low score, and then we use everything in between. We do an average of everyone else's scores besides the top and the low. So we ended up having 12 people rating this. So it means you're going to divide by 10 because you're throwing out the top and the low. And the remaining scores were between 86 and 94. And Darren's job, I'm facilitating, get everybody to do that. Darren's job is just to do the math, to eliminate the top and the low, then come up with the average. I see him mark out 2. Looks like he's doing it right. And then he's working his calculator and multiple times, and he comes up and says the average on these, which ranged in score from 86 to 94, the average of those 10 was 83.2. And he says, I've done this 6 times. That's the number. I'm just, how can an average be less than the lowest score? And I said, you got to throw. Remember, you're dividing by 10, so it's really just an addition project at that point because it's pretty easy to just move a decimal point for it. But no, he's like, I've already done that. He gets combative with me. He's like, no, I did that. I'm dividing
I did
by
that.
10.
I was looking for what I did wrong. I was looking for a real answer. I didn't know what I did wrong. I knew it was something. I didn't know what though.
Did you divide by 12, Darren?
No, I did not divide by 12.
What did
he
you do?
claims he did.
I don't
We
know.
don't know.
I still don't know. It's a
Oh.
mystery. The world may
We
never
had to
know.
get someone else to do it for us, so we had to have someone else do the math for us. So we had
Did
a
so
customer.
Yeah,
I'm
so I
sure.
wasn't able to attend that session. Did anybody like lose their stuff again over a certain pick? Like the first one, somebody went off the rails.
Right. No one lost their shit like in the
Okay.
first one. No,
Okay.
that person wasn't here either for
Oh,
the
okay.
second
All
one.
right.
So
All right.
we did have one person try to change theirs after hearing everyone else's. They wanted to change their score, which you can't do that. You can't be like everyone else scored at this. That's not how it works. You have to. You're
False.
giving your score. You lock it in, and then that's it. I wouldn't let that. That was really kind of the only incident, and that was really pretty minor, other than Darren's ability. So we did 5 that night. Darren. After that, we made Darren.
I got better.
To do the. We made Darren continue to do the averages, but we had a customer then backing it up and then seeing if it was correct or not. Now the customer, mind you, is an engineer type, very smart guy. All 12 would give their scores. He's not writing anything down. He's putting it in the calculator. He's remembering the high and the low. He's subtracting those out and then dividing by 10 on his calculator.
Was
Darren's
it Sean or
writing everything
Matt?
Down. No, neither one. This was Tom Shue.
Oh, okay.
So Tom Shue remembers what the high and low are, take them out and divides and comes up with our average. And Darren ends up going the rest of the night after going 0 for 1. The rest of the 4, he goes 2 for 4 on getting them right.
Improvement.
Market improvement.
On the night he went 2 for 5, and he wanted to point out that if he was a baseball player, he'd be in the Hall of Fame with a 4.
Oh, making $1 million.
He'd be the greatest ball player of all time, actually.
I mean, I guess if that's how you think about things, well, if this was actually golf, I would have done really well.
Right.
If this was
Yeah.
baseball, I would have done so good. So
Darren, how big was your calculator? Was it one of those big number ones? And
No, I have a special small calculator to fit in my small hands.
It's actually designed for babies.
Played.
If your baby's a genius, it's designed for them. So good.
So Darren, can you build stuff? Let's get back to the question.
Yeah,
here.
can you build anything,
stuff?
Darren?
Yes, I have successfully built 90% of what's in my house.
Okay.
And the other 10%, I started too late in the night, had a couple too many pours before I started building. That was not a good starting point. It was built at about a 45-degree angle when I finished it. I got it together, but that one was rough. And I don't hang things on my wall. I just don't have things on my wall. I'm not to that point in my life yet where I hang things on the wall.
There's nothing on the wall in your house at all?
I have one painting and a TV. That's it.
Okay. What's right behind you there?
There's a window.
Well,
You didn't put that in?
No. A window's
Came with
older
the
than
house?
I am, I'm pretty
Came
sure.
with the house? Okay, fair enough. How
I
about the
did put the
shutters
hole
on the
in the
window?
ceiling.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Drop ceiling.
Yeah.
Interesting. Becca, how about you? You said you got all the stuff you're putting together. Is Royce putting this together, or are you putting it together? Seems like it would be a Becca job, I would think.
It doesn't really matter.
Or one of Royce's guys. Yeah, he's coming up for the distillery today to put this together.
That does
Brian.
happen on occasion. That happened with some shelves, but it's just because they're huge, heavy shelves.
Right.
But other than those, I pretty much put everything together. Unless it's like in the garage. Royce does his stuff in the garage, but any sort of furniture type things, all the wall hangings. Roy came over and helped with some shelves, but I was going to do them myself, but he was here. And so I was like, he's like, yeah, I'll help you put these shelves up. So Roy helped because he was here, which I'll take that, but I can do it myself. I've hung up shelves. I usually, when I still lived back in Minot, my girlfriends would call me to put stuff together for them.
Mm-hmm.
Funniest instance was a girl who was married called me to put together a bed and to hang up curtains for her. And I went there and I was like, I had like a bag of tools with me. Like I needed, it wasn't just like screwing some stuff together. Like I had to actually hang stuff up, and I'm like hanging this stuff up, and I see her, and it's not because her husband was gone. He was there at the house, and I see him, and I go, so do you not know how to hang anything then, or like, what's up with that? And he's like, I'm just here to move heavy things. I was like, all right.
Huh.
like a
When you're
loser,
doing your
but-
plumbing work, do you wear those pants that then come down slightly to show the crack of the ass?
Yep, always.
That's standard
always,
issue.
Yep,
there's no
standard
such-
issue pants.
I'll tell you what, we had
I do.
Kennard, Danny Kennard did all the plumbing at the ABV Barrel Shop before we opened, not on the new side, the speakeasy, obviously, but he had helped us do all that. And I tell you what, he's a professional plumber, and he had those pants. You know, when he's working the front thing, there's the crack of the
Yeah, it's important that your ass hangs out when you do that. I've been
That's how I knew he's a
toilets
licensed
before.
plumber. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't need to see the license.
And if you hire
I've
a
installed-
plumber and you don't see their ass, you better fire them real quick because
Exactly.
they're gonna mess something
Right.
up.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there you go.
I built a lot of stuff.
All right. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Jeff. Jeff, what do you got there?
Hey, I've got some Neely Family Distillery Kentucky bourbon. It's a 76% corn, 19% wheat.
Okay.
And Steve, you know, it's got some signatures on it. Royce and Beka signed this one up in Minot, North Dakota.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Good cork pop there. Solid stuff. Got some positive feedback about Jeff coming on the show, so people liked him, so that's good. Steinkamp, you're next. No feedback on Steinkamp, but I still
what the hell? Going the exact same route. Some Neely family. This is the 8-year barrel.
Okay. No,
Nothing
there. Jeff has the lead.
Bottle.
Jeff has the lead. Becca's next.
Jeff is going to maintain the lead because I'm just going to be tasting a sample of some of our old Jet. We're getting ready to bring out some more of them. So I've just got a sample number 15. This is a toasted barrel or a new French toasted barrel. It's a rye
French
bourbon.
toast. I like French toast.
French toast. And it's coming at 110 proof, but it's just a little sample bottle. So I won't have a cork pop.
I've got some double gold winning Neely Sweet Thumped Rye. So
Sweet Thump.
left over from the Key West Whiskey Awards. Look at that stuff. It's like motor oil. It's dark, very dark. All right, here we go. Swine on the set. Pretty squeaky there. Not much cork pop there. So Jeff still has the lead, but Darren is waiting in the wings. What do you got there, buddy?
I got some Kings County Distillery barrel strength bourbon.
That's gonna be Oh, he struck his microphone there. Struck his microphone. He fouled. It wasn't a clean one. That means Jeff is going to win this thing.
Jeff's the winner.
Oh, man.
Jeff's the winner. Yeah, second time ever. So cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Everyone.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, it's going to be time to talk about our favorite bourbon smells. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
Lock it in and rip off the knob. The ABV Network.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Kathy, go ahead.
Oh, I thought that was it.
You're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
You are.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about bourbon smells.
Yes, we are. Bourbon. There's quite a few things associated with bourbon that smell. I think most of them fall on the pleasant scale, and we'll try to focus on those today. Besides the liquid itself, bourbon itself, I think we can all agree, is a smell that we appreciate. A nice bourbon, it's a great smell for sure. But what else do we like out there when we're talking about the world of bourbon?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I thoroughly enjoy actively fermenting mash. The smell that you get standing over a mash tank is out of this world.
Yeah, that's
Are
good.
we talking about bourbon, what we're getting off of bourbon, or in general, like
Anything associated with bourbon.
Okay.
I'd say, walking on the property at Neely Family Distillery, it's usually a pretty good smell. It smells like a whiskey factory. It smells good. That's a good smell. So it could be as simple as that. It could be more specific of something like Darren just said, fermenting.
Fermenting mash. I personally, I really enjoy it when we're done distilling and we're getting rid of the tails. There's just a smell that comes off that's, I don't know, it's just fantastic smell. It's like super warm in there too, because I open up the lid of the still and it's just like a super intense, sweet smell to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really like that smell. Some people don't, but it's like, I don't know. There's something about it.
Yeah. What about you guys?
So I really, one that sticks out for me, walking into a rick house when
that's the winner, of course.
Yep,
that's got to be the highest one, because there's nothing that smells as good as a rick house. The rick house is awesome.
Low background, it's always there, but then you're picking up some of the oak. You're getting
so great.
It
almost shouldn't smell good in there. It's because of course, the angel share. But you think about everything else in there, kind of dark, dank. Spider webs.
Spider webs don't smell.
Yeah, you think it would be
places that have a lot of spider webs. Musty. Yeah, you think that'd be this? No, it's not. It just smells awesome. Rick house smells good. What else? Here's one that you guys aren't thinking of. We're drinking right now. If I finish this off and I leave this glass here, if I come back up in the morning, the smell of that fucking glass the next day is off the charts good. It's good right now.
Stupid.
I know. I don't know why.
It's the dumbest thing ever.
Right.
And it's like one of my favorite things is after having a glass of bourbon, let's say that maybe I brought it up to my bed with me. Let's just say maybe once in a blue moon I do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you wake up the next morning and all of a sudden, and you kind of like roll over, you like grab your phone, grab your glasses, and all of a sudden you get this like waft.
Yeah.
And it's from that glass, and you grab the glass, and the glass is, of course, it's empty. And you
smell off an empty glass. Oh, it's amazing.
You smell everything. Everything that you were trying to find the night before is there. It's right there.
It's weird to think that whatever's left in there, the droplets, the mist that's left, or whatever you want to say, it's hardly anything left, is so different. It has such great smell, such great notes, but it works. It's even more so than if I smell my glass right here, right now. This will intensify if I'd empty this out and leave it overnight, which is great. Wow.
I love it. And it's something that like, I like to tell customers about it. I'm like, well, if you really want a good smell, I'm like, and this is a weird thing that like bourbon people do, even like if you're just like carrying your glass around with you at an event and you, for some reason, couldn't get more and it's just sitting there empty for a while. And You're just smelling your empty glass.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
And you look insane because you're smelling what appears to be nothing, but
Right. Yeah.
it's so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love that smell.
What else?
I love the smell of mash when it's cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that goes back to living in St. Louis and driving by the brewery, because
Yep.
that's that smell you get is
Mhm.
that's a beer smelling. Yeah, it's that mash cooking smell is just incredible.
Yeah. We had it good. People of our age that lived in St. Louis really had it good. So I think they've done a lot to make it not smell as much. I mean, it used to be when they were cooking, man, it was that whole highway smelled great right there. But yeah, they've definitely cut the back on that.
I just thought of another one.
Okay.
So a freshly dumped barrel, like smelling the inside of a freshly dumped barrel. It might be too close to whiskey, but it smells freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Well, even more so, I've had the opportunity to get a couple used barrels now and make like shelves out of them. And so when you first cut that barrel open, you get all those smells again. And then it was sat in my garage while the project got put on hold. And then we had a major temperature change from cold to warm. And I went out in the garage the next day and I was like,
Oh, wow.
that smells incredible. Yeah, that temperature change opened it up and all that. It was you're gonna love this, Steve. It was a Blanton's barrel, and
Of course.
smelled.
He's not a fan at all,
amazing.
though. He's not a fan.
Smelled
Blanton's.
amazing.
Everything he's got is Blanton's.
One of my Blanton's barrels.
There's a Blanton's barrel as usual.
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't even want it.
It was a Weller barrel.
Steve, I'll throw.
Okay, go. Yeah, Jess, go ahead.
I'll throw out one more, and this is pre-bourbon. So I'm a barbecue guy. I love smoking meat and the smell of smoke. So the smell of a barrel in the char house when they're building the barrels, and I've had that opportunity to be there. So it's whiskey adjacent, but it's pre-whiskey, pre-bourbon, and it's a smell
that's a good smell.
Really,
it's a bourbon smell.
It ties into some of my other interests. I love it.
I was going to dovetail off what Steinkamp was saying, and again, not from my experience, but Jim talks about it all the time. He builds a lot of stuff, deconstructing barrels that, of course, are used, and then sawing into them, cutting them in pieces and all that. He claims the combination of the sawdust and the barrel the bourbon that's left over in that barrel is, one of the best smells ever. He loves working on that kind of stuff because of that. So I could see that. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Anything else? Oh, all right. Well, there you go. There are some of the top smells in bourbon. I think we kept it on track. I think we did good there.
Yeah.
So, good,
I've got one more.
Okay, what?
The smell of my husband when he comes back from the distillery.
Oh God! And here it is. There we go. And
Off the trains.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he smells like mash.
Sure. Yeah. Speaking of that, one of the all-time great stories, and we have so many stories to Papal, but one time he had a health issue at the distillery. They had to take him to the hospital, and of course, they initially the person dealing with him just thought he was drunk because he smelled like alcohol. They're like, "No, he works at a distillery. He's here for another health problem. He's not a drunk here. He's got a health issue." So, yeah, that was always one of the many classic Papaw stories. So
I just thought of something.
Yes.
So if you walk into a distillery and say you're going to a new distillery for the first time and you don't smell some of these smells, is that off-putting to you guys?
That's how you know that they don't make anything.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It should smell like
It's a
whiskey
fake
throughout
distillery.
the whole thing.
Yeah, you know that they just
It smells like
everything.
flowers and
Yeah,
I just thought of one in my head. I was like, wait.
I was going to
they didn't
say,
have any of those.
what distillery have you gone to that didn't smell like a distillery? I mean, some of like the tasting things on Whiskey Row, I get, right? Because they're not distilling or doing anything there.
Right.
That's not fair, but
obviously.
Yeah.
I'll tell you later.
Okay. Fair enough.
We have a little bit of that sometimes when you walk in the barrel shop. I don't know that every time I walk in there, but there are many times when I guess we're pouring enough booze. Maybe there's some booze spill. I don't know, but it smells just like booze in there, in bourbon. So it's a good smell. So the ABV Barrel Shop will throw that one in there as well. Last second one. There you go. We'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Steinkamp, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
On the Facebook and the Instagram at Investment Whiskey.
All right, Darren.
You can find me on Instagram at The Bourbon Adventures.
All right, Jeff.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, X, The Cigar Dojo, Jeff Andreezy, 2 I's, 2 Z's.
Beka, yell at him. He's stealing
great.
your shit there. He's
No,
stealing
I love
your
it.
shit.
Yeah, he is.
That worked. I
Yeah,
think that was
yeah.
fantastic. It's
Oh.
it's clear and concise where he knows what you're supposed to have in there. He's
Okay.
explaining his name. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Oh, man, I don't even know her anymore. We haven't podcasted enough recently. I don't even know her anymore.
Flattery.
The old Beka, yeah, I feel like would have just spit his head
Flattery,
off
yeah.
there.
Maybe I just like Jeff.
Okay, that could be. That
Maybe
could be.
Jeff's just actually my friend.
Yeah, that's true. He's a big supporter of that event you do, and that's the craziest thing is you do an event in
That has nothing to do with you, Steve.
nothing to do with me.
I
No,
know, it's
correct.
crazy.
It has nothing to do with me.
But it brought Jeff to us.
It brought Jeff to us. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Jeff goes to that event led by
That's
Beka,
cool.
and yeah. So there you go.
There we go.
I'm excited.
There, it happens. All right, Beka, how about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. Come by and see me. The ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. We'd appreciate if you'd come in, see what barrel picks we've got. At a minimum, sign up for our email distribution over at abvbarrelshop.com. Beka, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. Farnance, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Cheers.
Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.